Let's get down to the details now. The opposition NDC says it will resist any attempt by the Electoral Commission and the governing NPP to tamper with the 2020 elections. The NDC is alleging that some officials of the Electoral Commission were seen thumbprinting several ballot papers in the just-ended referendum for the creation of the new regions. Deputy General Secretary of the party, Peter Otukuno, says they will ensure that the by-elections for the Ayawaso West Wuogon, which will take place next month, will reflect the will of the people. He spoke to us on the sidelines of the party's ongoing primaries, and we'll bring you that soundbite shortly. But let's cross over to the Ayawaso West Wuogon, where Kwesi Parker Wilson is at the Engelbert Junior High School at Roman High, monitoring the election of the NDC by-election there. In the meantime, let's hear from some of the candidates.
Who just passed on has really worked in Ayawaso West. However, I believe when the opportunity is given to a female, and for that matter, a young person like me, because when you look at this constituency, we have lots of youthful, we have lots of youths in this constituency, and I believe I can resonate very well with the youth, and then we'll make sure that this constituency is well developed.
Okay, so my final question. That you are alike to it in this election because you are contesting the 2016 parliamentary candidate of the NDC, who is also in this race. How do you respond to those people who have raised these concerns?
Thank you very much. I think I've been tried and tested. I am a grassroots person. I started from the branch level. I've worked with the party. I actually understand the party members and all. Again, I have contested assembly elections. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying I've been tried and tested. I've worked really hard in this constituency. I'm sure lots of people will attest to that fact.
This is a Kukastic day. It's a special day in my life that a poor man from a village called Bremanesiam will have the courage to pick form to contest for parliamentary primaries. Mr. Brimpon led us into 2020 and lost the seat abysmally, woefully. We've never recorded such a woeful and abysmal performance before. In 2012, Kwame Iwadako lost by 1,691.
Well, let's go live to Kwesi Parker Wilson, who is on the grounds for us. Hello, Parker.
Hello, Gifty.
What can you report at this point?
Right, so Gifty, clearly voting is underway at the Engelbert Junior High School, where the NDC is holding its parliamentary primaries. And of course, whoever emerges victor for this primaries will represent the party going forward into the by-election next month, and precisely that'll be on the 31st of January 2019. Now, I've been told that the polling station A ballot papers have been counted already. And if you can see from the background, the electoral officer is also counting the polling station B ballot paper. Now, the provisional results I have gotten from some of the electoral officials are that the 2016 parliamentary candidate for the NDC, Delali Kwesi Brimpon, who is also a contender in this particular primary, polled 188 votes, and that was the first ballot box. So they're counting the second ballot box. So they will add what he gets to 188 to make the total vote for him. And also, Miss Salasi Agbo also had 65, and then Eko Aqua polled 75, I've been told. So these are the provisional results for the polling station A that we have gathered. So clearly, when the EC official is done, they will add the remaining votes to their vote that they've secured already to make the total vote for whoever emerges victor.
Well, Parker, I'll have you go through it for us once again. Let's go through it for us through the provisional results that you have. Right.
So, Gifty, as I mentioned, the provisional result for polling station A. Now, let me indicate to you that the Electoral Commission set 2 polling centers for this particular primaries. Now, Delali Kwesi Brimpon 188, Salasi 59, and Eko Aqua 75. So that was for polling station A. The Electoral Commission officer here is going through the papers or the result for polling station B. So when he is done, they will add the figures, and eventually we'll get to know the number of votes secured by each candidate. And Just behind me are agents of respective candidates who are, of course, policing the process as the official of the Electoral Commission goes through the ballot papers or counts the vote. Now, let me say that I give to you recall that popular Ghanaian actor John Dumelo was supposed to be in this contest, but along the line he pulled out. Now, today we saw him at the premises, of course, or within the four walls of those institutions, and he tells us that he came to observe what was happening. But of course, I have to ask him about why he decided to withdraw from the race. Now, what he's been telling me is that, in fact, he admits an open admission on his behalf that he wasn't eligible to contest in this particular primary. We can listen to him.
Live within the constituency?
But I live here. I've lived here for 10 years.
No, but you don't vote in the constituency?
I don't vote in the constituency. No, I don't. So technicalities that were, and at the end of the day, I had to withdraw because my vote wasn't here.
No, but why didn't you issue a statement?
Well, the truth of the matter is, it's not everything that you have to say. I mean, in the heat of moments, silence is sometimes the best. And then when everything dies down, then you can now say something.
Coming back.
So let's go back to Paka. Paka, we've heard him there. He says that there were some technicalities that didn't quite go well for his candidacy. So now he is observing.
7, 8, 7, 1.
Well, Paka, if you can hear me, it sounds as though there's still some counting ongoing. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, of course. So, Gifty, as I mentioned, counting is still ongoing, and I've been told by the officers of the Electoral Commission that probably within the next 1 hour, they should declare winner of this contest or the NDC parliamentary primary for the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. Let me indicate to you that the delegate voted for close to about 2 hours, and voting was very smooth. No peculiar challenge was identified by both the aspirants, the Electoral Commissioner, and, of course, those who were supervising or superintending over this particular process. So far, everything has been smooth, and we are hoping that within the next 30 minutes, close to an hour, the presiding officer for this primary will declare the results and let us know who emerges victor. And just so you know that whoever emerges the winner of this primaries will be contending with the winner of the NPP for the by-election. And, of course, tomorrow, the NPP has also indicated that they are going to the primaries to elect their candidate who will be on their ticket for the by-election next month.
Okay, and it'd be a very interesting, very interesting to figure out who goes against who in this particular contest. But Paka, before we let you go, earlier there were calls within the NDC itself that they should let this be a done deal for the NPP, that they shouldn't field any candidate. Do the candidates in this particular contest feel the same way, and what have they been saying about it?
Well, with regard to that suggestion, they have indicated to me that it was just an opinion shared by a member of parliament for the NDC that because the NP, of course, was on the ticket of the NPP, there should be a convention where if we lose a certain number of parliaments, of course, the opposition party would not throw the candidate for that particular seat because the seat automatically belongs to the party who, of course, the PV party. Let me put it by. But the consent that they ask, I believe that there's an opportunity for them once again to recapture the seat because the seat has been with the NPP for a very long time, for the last 20 years, if I am right. And so for them, it is just an opportunity, and clearly it will also be a referendum on the government of the NPP, because some of them believe that the NPP put together the president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has woefully failed Ghanaians. They have failed to fulfill their promises, and clearly, in this by-election, when the NPP when the constituents vote for the NDC, by extension, going forward into the 2020 election, it means that the larger populace of, let me say, Ghanaians as a whole will vote for the NDC. So it's a test case for the NPP, for Ghanaians to know how well they have performed. So for them, they are not concerned about it and they're really concerned about it. It was just an opinion shared by an individual, and for them, the golden opportunity to recapture the seat for the NDC.
Right. Parker, thank you so much for the work you're doing there on the ground for us. We'll be getting to you momentarily as and when there is any new information. Kwesi Parker Wilson there covering for us the NDC primaries for the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituencies by election.